it was kind of like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, when Man City comes knocking, you're not gonna not
No,
take that
just
opportunity, are you?
I remember getting a phone call and saying, "Oh, Man City have been watching you. Um, you've got you've got someone coming to watch you and blah blah blah. Whenever,
Mm.
kind of just keep doing what you're doing, and and we'll see what happens." And then obviously it turned into Man City getting in touch with Hartlepool, because obviously it had to be all done properly, and they got in touch and kind of said, "Look, we want to take Jack for a trial." And I was just, I was at Hartlepool, but it was kind of like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, when Man City comes knocking, you're not gonna not
No,
take that
just
opportunity, are you?
when does that ever happen? You
Yeah,
know, and it was kind of like, if I don't take this opportunity now, I'll regret it. And I look back now and I'm glad I did.
yeah,
Um, I went there for 2 weeks. I didn't go there first. It was kind of that at that point I was kind of going to a lot of clubs. Um, I remember I went to Aston Villa, West Brom. Um, what else did I go? Aston Villa, West Brom. Did I go to? There was a few clubs anyway, and the ones that obviously stick out to me mainly is Aston Villa and West Ham and Man City.
yeah.
Um, I remember going to Aston Villa first, and that was amazing. I was staying with a family, obviously in digs. Kind of was there for a full week, trained with their under 23s, under 18s, and I loved it. I fit in really well. It was great. I remember one guy that I kind of got on really well with, a guy called Keenan Davis, who was actually still playing for Aston Villa now.
Oh yeah,
Um, he was kind of he actually was, he was coming through at the time. He just come from a non-league team, um, and he just kind of come to the club, and he was new himself, and he kind
yeah,
of showed me round, and credit to himself, he kind of helped me get involved and kind of helped me settle.
yeah.
Uh, and I remember we played a game against Leicester, at Leicester's training ground, and I didn't start the game. I didn't expect to. It was the first game I was going to play for Villa.
Yeah,
Um, and I come on. I think I come on last 20 minutes. My mum and dad had travelled down to watch. Um, I was playing against some probably Premier League players who were in that team now.
yeah,
And I remember um, obviously playing the game, and I did really, really well. And after the game, Villa spoke to me and was kind of like, "We want you to come back. We want you to come back next week." But the week after, I was at City.
right.
Um, so I kind of had to, obviously, it was either do I tell City I can't come back? Villa were really interested,
Yeah,
but what seemed to be interested, or do I go and have this chance with Man City and arrange something later?
sounds
Um,
really difficult, that man. Like to sort of, if I can feel it. Like I can already,
yeah,
sort of like thinking about if I was in that position, you'd be like, oh my god, this is a really good opportunity for me at Aston Villa. I could
yeah,
actually really actually play for them, but also Man City is a very good
yeah.
opportunity as well. Like and
It was kind of like, it was at the end of the day, it was my decision. And I obviously had guidance from my parents and my agent and stuff at the time, but it was always what I was wanting to do.
yeah,
And I just felt like, especially at the time, like I had no doubt I would have went back to Aston Villa at some point, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to go to Man City. I just couldn't.
yeah, I don't blame
Uh,
you.
it was just one of them things where it was like, I have to do this
Yeah,
regardless of what happened. I actually went to City kind of probably for like full well knowing that I wasn't going to get a contract. You know, and it was like not going in negative, but it was kind of like
Mm.
this is the best club. These are one of the best clubs in the world with them. However much money they have, state of the art
Ridiculous amount
facilities,
of money.
like the training ground was just immaculate. I
Yeah.
stayed. I remember when I first went, I stayed in the hotel that they have on campus. They have families that kind of look after everyone, but you have your own hotel room. It's basically, if you have ever been to a Premier Inn, you obviously have. Um, but it's kind of like just a Premier Inn room, but even nicer.
Right, I
That's
get what
how.
you mean. Yeah.
But just like it was that good, and players had their own space to go and do what they wanted, and you know, and that was just part of the reason why I kind of had to say yes to even going for a trial. Um, I remember turning up, and my dad dropped me off that first day. I was going for the full week, and I was just blown away.
The
Like
whole experience sort of sold it, like not
yeah,
just the actual football club, but
yeah,
sort of from start to finish, from where you were
yeah,
staying, like, and
absolutely,
and the people that you were speaking to, and the facilities and everything else,
yeah,
it just sold
it,
it for you.
yeah, definitely, and like you know, he is this young 17-year-old lad, coming through with the ranks. I don't even know if I was. I think I might have still been 16 because I think I was. I think it was that early on. I was still very young.
Yeah.
It was either 16 or 17. Um, because I remember when I made my debut, I made it before I turned. I think it was either 18 or before I turned 17. It was kind of
Right.
like,
Okay.
um, and I just remember obviously just thinking like this young lad from Hartlepool, small town, his dream to play professional football, you know, and I was at Man City of all like places to be. I was kind of at one of the biggest clubs in the world. I was a Liverpool fan. Well, I still am a Liverpool fan, but it's kind of like Man City's was at a point where they were at the top of
Yeah.
the and they were dominating world football and stuff like that. And it was kind of like, I'm actually here. Like Man City are interested in me, and it was amazing. And I, that's why I always go back and say, I must have had some, like reasonable level of, ability to be even considered to go for a trial there.
Yeah.
Because
100%,
it
man.
doesn't, things like that don't just happen, just because, they want. Why would they? Why
Yeah,
would they
they're
bother?
not just going around willy nilly, just picking
No.
people out for fun.
Um.
Obviously, they're one of the biggest teams in
So
the world, and they're looking for the best talent and stuff. And that there, sort of validates my point of, I thought you should have been playing way
yeah,
above the leagues that you were playing
yeah,
at.